And certainly you spoke earlier about public-private partnerships, and really what we need to see is a closing of the big funding gap that exists. You know, it's believed that there's 350 billion rand funding gap where businesses seeking funding are unable to access that funding. And public-private partnership between ourselves and National Treasury Jobs Fund really allowed us to be able to invest in businesses, most of them youth-owned businesses, often in rural areas and townships where most commercial lenders deem them to be uninvestable. And as a result, we really have seen a lot of job creation unlocked. And, you know, I think as SAB turns 130 this year, we really are trying to amplify the impact we have through the SAB Foundation. But certainly, you know, there is so much opportunity. Many rural areas and townships simply don't have the same goods and services that we're able to access so easily in more urban centers. And those really create opportunities for entrepreneurship, and particularly youth entrepreneurship.
Isn't it a little dangerous, though, putting all our faith and hopes on entrepreneurship when we know that, you know, upwards of, you know, 70 or 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years?
Well, I think it really largely depends on the business support that you're able to wrap around those businesses. I think the high failure rates are very well understood, and they're due to things like skills development, access to markets, access to finance. So at SAB Foundation, we have a 90% business survival rate over 5 years. And I think it really is about the support you put in place. I think if you just throw funding at a business, we always say it's like pouring water into a leaking bucket. You really need to put in the skills training necessary. And certainly for us, one of the most critical things that we see that almost all entrepreneurs in this country lack is proper financial controls and financial management. And I do think that that is a big reason why they can't access funding from the formal financial markets. And so as a country, that is something, financial literacy and record keeping is a big thing that we can do to try and start to close that gap.
Practically, how is the SAB Foundation helping with that?
So we do it in multiple ways. We have big programs that develop entrepreneurs every year. We take in 84 new people every year, and it's a really intensive 360-degree training program. And we allow them access to some very catalytic grant funding that allows them to accelerate growth, particularly with the purchase of equipment that allows them to scale and things like that. And then post that, we have a loan fund that we launched 2.5 years ago in partnership with Jobs Fund. And there we provide very concessionary loans, but we actually put financial management capacity into that business until we are sure that the entrepreneur is